So, having set up my scenes and added some content to them, the next thing I want to be able to do is to get it so that I can move around the different scenes within my prototype. Now, first thing I've got to decide is what's my trigger going to be? What's the thing that the user of this prototype is going to do to trigger that action to happen, to make that action happen? So for me, I'm thinking that my users are going to be tapping on those flags to go to the page that matches the flag. So in other words, click on the Botswana flag, go to the Botswana scene. So how do I do that? Well, firstly, I need to make sure that I've got my Botswana flag asset selected. And then over here on the right hand side, I'm going to go to action. So set an action. And I've got a whole load of things that I can then choose from. So in this case, I want to be able to go to another scene. So I'm just going to select that. I'm going to select which scene I want to go to, in this case, Botswana. And I could, if I so wish, pick from any sounds I might have, or I can even get it to do some kind of effect if I want to when I've touched it. So click OK, and that should be triggered off. So we'll test it in a minute, but I want to get to my Botswana page now. So I'm going to need possibly the functionality here to get back to my home page so that I can choose again once I've finished with Botswana. So I'm going to go to my assets library, and this time I'm going to use one of the icons that's already pre-provided. I'm going to use the back button here. So I'm going to add that to my assets, and I can in here change my icon color. So let's say for argument's sake that I'm going to go with let's say, I don't know, some sort of bluey kind of color, and I'm going to have for my icon within that I'm going to have a darker kind of blue. Let's say I can, if I want, put a shadow on it or a border on it. And again, if I choose to have a border, then I can play around with that border color. I'm just going to leave it at white for the time being. So I've created my icon, and I'm going to now add it to my scene. Again, I'm going to move it around in the usual way. You obviously need to decide where you put it. I'm going to put it down here, I think, in the bottom right-hand corner for me. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure it's selected. I'm going to go to my action, choose another scene, and this time I'm going to ask it to go back to the home page. And again, I'll put on a little bit of visual feedback. Click OK. So having done that, how do I now check if that is working or not? Well, over here on the left-hand side, I've got the option to test it. So I'm going to test it in the simulator here, start the experience, and it will now show me a little bit of what my thing's going to look like. So there's my basic home page. Hopefully, I'm going to click on the flag. Perfect, it's gone to the Botswana page. That bit worked. And then I'm going to click on my icon, and lovely, it's going to take me back to the home page. So I know that works. Then close that, and I'm back to my editing again. And then I can just repeat the process of going on to my different pages, and I would just keep adding in my various buttons, add to the scene. Now, for consistency's sake, I'm going to put it in the same place. Again, set my action, go to another scene, back to the home page, same visual feedback, and just keep doing that until I've got all of my various scenes set up. So they move around as I've designed them.